Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss exercise 15.3 from your book that is based on the topic bar graph. We have already discussed about bar graphs. So let us now solve the questions. Question number 1 is the following data shows the literacy rate in different states of India. Represent the data in the form of a bar graph. Literacy rate means how many people are literate in that state. So the percentage is given to you. Punjab 85% people are literate. Delhi 87%. Kerala 100%. Karnataka 77%. Tamil Nadu 90%. Bihar 50% and Odisha 65%. So this is the data given to you. Using this data you have to make a bar graph. Now the first thing that we do for making a bar graph is we have two axes. This is the vertical axis, or you can say the y-axis, and the horizontal axis, or you can say the x-axis. Now we are going to draw its bar graph. I am going to draw a vertical bar graph here because it is not mentioned in the question that which type of graph you need to draw. So here in the vertical bar graph, the labeling is done on the horizontal axis and the frequency is on the vertical axis. Here in this question, labeling is the name of the states: Punjab, Delhi, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Bihar and Odisha. And the frequency is literacy rate in percentage. This is the frequency. Frequency means how many times the thing is repeating, or you can say how much is the number of literate people in Punjab. So this is the frequency of literate people in Punjab. 87 is the frequency for Delhi. So this way. Now let us draw the bar graph. Now you can see in this data the maximum value is 100 and the minimum value is 50. So it will be better if I take the gap of 10. Like on the vertical axis I am taking the gap of 10. Starting from 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. Now you can see here clearly. First thing is, whenever you are drawing the bar graph, you have to always mention the scale which you are using. Scale means what is the meaning of one small division. Now you can see clearly here that this one complete box, comprises of 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it means in one complete box we have 10 lines. So what we can say, the scale used here is one small division is equal to 1% literacy rate. Because we have taken the gaps of 10, it means 0 to 10, 10 lines means 10%. So one line means 1%. So one small division means 1% literacy rate. Now the bar graph for Punjab, the literacy rate is 85. So let us draw for 85. The height of this bar will be till 85. Now this is 80 and this is 90. The center of these two will be 85. So here we have 85. So till this point will be the height of first bar for Punjab. So let us draw the bar. I am using the width of the bar as one box only. Similarly, when I have to make the other bars, the width will always remain the same, one box. And the gap also I am taking to leave one box here. So leave one box in between all the consecutive bars. Now next for Delhi, we have 87%. So let us draw for Delhi 87. So this is 80. Here we have 85. Then 86, 87. So this is 87. So the height of the bar will be till this point. This is for Delhi. I am labeling it side by side here. This is for Delhi. Next for Kerala we have 100%. Now for Kerala 100% means till this point. So the height of the bar is till here. Next for Karnataka we have 77%. 77 means this is 70, then this is 75, 76 and 77. So the seventh line after 70, this is 77. Next for Tamil Nadu, we have 90%, 90%. So till this point, we will be drawing the graph. Next for Bihar, we have only 50%. So Bihar 50%. So in front of 50, the height of the bar will be till this point, 50. Next for Odisha, we have 65%. Now this is 60, then middle 65. So as you can see clearly, always remember, again I am telling you, the width of the bars is always the same. I have taken one box for all the bars, and the gap here also I am taking one box. Gap and width of the bars will always be same. So this way I have drawn the bar graph. Don't forget to mention the scale that you are using for the graph. Next question number 2 is, the following data shows the monthly income and expenditure of a business family in different months. Draw separate bar graphs for representing income and expenditure of the family. This data is given month January to June. Then income in rupees 1000 and expenditure in rupees 1000 is given to you. You have to make separate bar graphs. So let us firstly draw the bar graph for income. Now income is the frequency, so it will be on the vertical axis and the months on the horizontal axis. Always you have to write the units also here whenever you are doing the bar graph. Now it is written in the question that income is in rupee 1000, so always you will put it in the brackets in rupee 1000. Now for January, the income is 55,000. 55. Again see here, the data is like this. The minimum value is 55 and the maximum value is 80. So I can take the gap of 10 again. Here I have taken 0, 10, 20, 30. It means 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 like this, because the income is in rupees 1000. So what is the scale here I am using? Again 10 small division is equal to 10,000. So 1 small division will be equal to rupee 1000. Now for January, we have the income as 55,000. Now this is 50. So middle will be 55. So this is 55,000. So the height of the bar is like this. Again I am using one box width and I am leaving a gap of again one box. Now for February, the income is 60,000. So this was 50. So this is 60,000. Next for March, we have the income 67,000. Now this is 60. Then this is 65, 66, 67. So 67,000. Make a bar like this of height 67. Next April, 75. So in front of April, we will be drawing the bar for 75,000. This is 70. So after this, the half of this is 75,000. Then for May, we have again 75,000. So these two bars are of equal height, equal frequency. Next for June, we have 80,000. So for June, let us draw for 80,000. 80. So in front of this, we have like this. The height of the bar will be till this point, 80,000. So this way again, I have drawn the bar graph and also I have mentioned the scale. Next, we have to draw a bar graph for expenditure as well. Here the expenditure is also in rupee 1000. So for January, the expenditure is 33,000. I am going to draw it on the next page. Again, you have to mention here expenditure in rupee 1000 and the months. The first for January, it was how much? 33,000. Now 33 means this is 30, then 31, 32 and 33. So third line after 30, that is 33,000. In the month of February, the expenditure is 25,000. Now this is 20 and this is 30. So middle is 25. So this is 25,000. Now in the month of March, we have 45,000. So 45,000 means at this point. I suggest you one thing, whenever you are drawing the bar graphs or working with graphs, your pencil should be very much sharpened so that every line should be marked properly. Next, in the month of April, the expenditure is 55,000. So 55, this is 50. So this will be middle will be 55,000. In the month of May, we have 66,000. Now May, this is 60, then 65. So after one line, we have 66,000. Next, in the month of June, we have 60,000. 60 means here. This is 60,000. So this way I have drawn the graph. Again, the scale here used is 1 small division is equal to rupee 1000, because 10 lines is equal to 10,000. So 1 small division is rupee 1000. Next, question number 3 is, given below is the data showing the sale of books in a workshop on weekdays. Days are given and the number of books sold are given. You have to draw a bar graph using a suitable scale. Now you can see here also the minimum value is 15 and the maximum value is 70. So again I can choose the scale of gaps 10. So let us draw 0, 10. Here also you have to mention the number of books sold. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And on the labeling side we have days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Now mention the scale. Again, one small division will be equal to 1 book sold. Now let us draw. For Monday, we have 15 books. So 15 is here, 10 and 20. The middle of this is 15. So draw a bar of width 1 box and the height 15. For Tuesday, we have 35. So Tuesday 35 means this is 30. So this will be 35. Next, Wednesday 44. Now this is 40. So 4 lines after 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 44. Next, on Thursday we have 56. Now this is 50. This is 55. The middle line is a little darker. 55. So next line is 56. So this is 56. Thursday we have 56 books sold. Next Friday we have 30 books sold. So on Friday 30 means this line. So the height of the bar will be till this point. Next on Saturday we have 70 books sold. So 70 means till this point. Draw the bar graph like this. Hope it is clear to you. Next, question number 4 is, study the population of various cities at a certain period of time. City is given to you and population in lakhs is given. Draw a bar graph using a suitable scale and answer the following questions. So firstly, let us draw the bar graph. Here also you can see the minimum value of the data is 50 and the maximum is 120. So again I can take the gap of 10 as well, or I can take the gap of 20 also. So here I am going to change a little. I am taking the gap of 20s. So on the vertical axis we have population in lakhs and on the horizontal axis we have cities. I am taking the gaps of 20, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So the scale used here is 10 small divisions is equal to 20 lakhs. 0 to 20. These are 10 small divisions. So 10 small division is 20 lakhs. So 1 small division will be 20 by 10. That is 2 lakh. Now for Delhi, the population is 80 lakhs. So it is clearly here 80. Next for Mumbai we have 120. So for Mumbai this is 120. The height will be till here. Kolkata we have 110. For Kolkata 110 means in between of 100 and 120. The middle of this is 110. Next for Chennai we have 70. 70 means the middle of 60 and 80, that is till this point. The height of the bar will be 70. Next Bengaluru we have 60. 60 means till this point. Hyderabad we have 50. So between 40 and 60 we have the middle here 50. So this way I have drawn the bar graph for this data. Now the questions are, name the least populated city. You can see directly from here or from the graph as well. Name the least populated city. Least populated is this 50. Hyderabad is the city which is least populated. What is the total population of all the cities? Total population of all the cities means you have to add all the populations. 80 plus 120 plus 110 plus 70 plus 60 plus 50, that is 490 lakhs, or you can say 4 crore 9 lakhs. Next C part is, how many cities have a population of more than 1 crore? 1 crore, we know 1 crore is 100 lakhs. So it means the population increasing 100 lakhs. that is Kolkata and Mumbai. So two cities, Mumbai and Kolkata, have population more than 1 crore. D part, what is the difference between the population of the least and the most populated city? Now population of Mumbai is maximum and population of Hyderabad is minimum. So 120 lakhs minus 50 lakhs, that is 70 lakhs is the population of the difference in the population. Next question. The following data shows the price of wheat during the last 6 years. Represent the data in the form of a bar graph. Year is given to you and price of wheat per kg is given to you. This question and question number 6, the next question. These two questions are your home assignments. Question number 5 and question number 6. These two are your home assignments. Thank you. Have a nice day.